and locations at gfsstore.com today.
And we start with breaking news out of Xenia, a fire at a restaurant this afternoon.
We do now know one person was taken to the hospital but has since been released. A firefighter also suffered a minor injury but was not taken to the hospital. Jenna Lee Borick is on scene now. And Jenna Lee, what exactly can you tell us?
Yeah, Adam and Elise. Well, the call came in a little after 2 this afternoon. Xenia's Fire Chief Ken Rigsby tells me that everybody was already out of the building when firefighters arrived.
We were dispatched at 210 on a dumpster fire that was close to the building. Upon arrival, there appeared that it was not a dumpster, and the fire was on the back of the building around an outdoor freezer.
He says the fire was going up the outside wall into the attic. Approximately 25 to 30 firefighters worked for an hour to put it out. Rigsby says they put the outside fire out pretty quickly, but it took longer to get it put out on the inside near where the kitchen is. I was also told by the company's treasurer that the manager helped get 50 to 60 people out. He was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation, but has since been released and is doing okay. Back to you in studio.
Generally, thanks. ATF agents seen removing items from a Xenia home this morning. Happened just after 8:30 on Colorado Avenue. Government sources telling us this is related to a multi-state racketeering conspiracy case. Now, the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of Ohio is holding a news conference tomorrow morning to bring us updates, and we will update you on what happens on air and online at Dayton247now.com.
We now know tonight a 19-year-old Xenia man will soon learn his fate after pleading guilty to attempted murder, among other charges. Now, prosecutors say this man here, Tyan Thornton, crashed a stolen car and then when confronted, shot 2 people. Luckily, they both survived. Now, Thornton is facing a maximum potential prison term of up to 41 years. He's due back in court next month.
Dayton police, they are investigating after a police cruiser was involved in an accident early this morning. Happened just after 10 this morning at West River Avenue and North Broadway. Luckily, nobody was injured in that crash. All right, let's give you a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. This is over the Miamisburg area, I-75, traffic moving smoothly. Let's check in with Natalie.
Yeah, hot one out there today, but thankfully our humidity, it's not terrible. This is a little taste of what we're expecting for next week, as it is going to get hotter and more humid. But for right now, we're sitting pretty comfortable in the 80s. I should say we're sitting pretty hot in the 80s. 86 in Dayton, 86. That's our current temperature in Troy right now, 88 in Springboro. We're just under 90 degrees for today, topping out at 88 in Dayton. All of us warmer compared to this time yesterday, 5 degrees warmer in Dayton, 6 degrees warmer in Springfield. Heading into the rest of the evening, temperatures are going to be falling but staying fairly mild. And we'll also be tracking a chance for a few showers, thunderstorms popping up across the region too. So I'm going to time those out for us and talk about that heat wave coming up.
The site of the Parkland, Florida mass shooting is set to be demolished tomorrow. Now, 17 people died back in 2018 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Many people close to that shooting say the building is eerie and frozen in time, with wilted Valentine's Day flowers and teddy bears alongside broken glass and bullet holes in the walls. Now, the building was kept up because it served as evidence at the trial for the person convicted in that mass shooting. Now crews will have to bring down the building in pieces. That's because an implosion would damage structures nearby. It should take just a few weeks to finish.
We're learning tonight the American reporter being held in a Russian prison will stand trial. Evan Gerskovich of the Wall Street Journal will be tried in Russia on espionage charges. Now, Gerskovich was arrested while on a reporting trip last year. He denied the allegations, and the U.S. government considers him wrongfully detained.
President Biden meeting with G7 leaders today in Italy discussing global economics.
The decisions I think we make now are going to determine the course of our future for the next 5 or 6 decades. And I truly believe the infrastructure we're building and the investments we're making through PGI are going to help set that course in a fundamentally stronger path.
The Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment has pledged $600 billion over 5 years. That funding is to strengthen and diversify supply chains, deliver energy and healthcare to underserved areas across the world, and raise labor standards, among other investments.
We now know a controversial abortion pill is staying on the market. The Supreme Court rejected a lawsuit challenging the FDA's approach to regulate mifepristone. Now, the ruling allows the pill to continue to be mailed to patients without an in-person doctor's visit. Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote the unanimous opinion. He said doctors and anti-abortion groups didn't have standing to sue.
Here in the state of Ohio, mifepristone comes with a few regulations, including use restrictions after 70 days or 10 weeks. We called in legal expert Dr. Mark Clausen from Cedarville University to see what today's decision means for Ohioans.
What we're returning to is the situation before this case ever happened, which means that whatever Ohio law is at the time, right now, it continues.
Now, the drug was used in almost 2/3 of abortions over the last year, and millions of people have used it over the last 2 decades.
A push tonight by the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra to secure $20 million in public funding for Riverbend 2.0 falls flat by several $million. Christian Hauser is at the site of the proposed music venue with new details on the ask for public dollars.
Now, while it may be the future home of Riverbend 2.0, this area will forever be Coney Island to many in the tri-state. When the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra announced that it had purchased the property and was going to tear down the beloved amusement park, that drew the anger of many in the tri-state. And it appears that anger was able to keep additional dollars from flowing into this project.
It was December when leaders at the Cincinnati Symphony announced a request for $20 million in public funding to transform the former Coney Island site. Skyview 12 shows us the progress so far. You can see where Sunlight Pool has been completely filled in and leveled. State House Democrat Rachel Baker, who represents the district in which the project sits, requested $8 million from a COVID surplus fund. House members approved and added that to the budget. However, at the time, as part of a news release, Baker said, quote, "I also want to acknowledge concerns brought to me by my constituents regarding the Riverbend 2.0 project. I have begun conversations to learn more about the impact of this project and identify the areas within these concerns that I can directly address in my capacity as state representative. My main goal is to ensure that economic growth and development does not come at the expense of the residents in this community," end quote.
Well, the month of June is Men's Health Month, and several organizations in our area are now spreading awareness. Today, Eli Burgett spoke to both doctors and representatives of the organization. So, Eli, why is this such an important topic to highlight?
Well, men's health is a subject that can be far too easily overlooked or pushed to the side. At a certain age, a large portion of men avoid regular checkups with their doctors, and they can miss medical issues that may require attention. The purpose of Men's Health Month is to raise awareness and encourage early diagnosis of disease in men of all ages.
Guys, we tend to put things off till there's a problem, and even then we put it off, and then we show up and it's kind of a train wreck. So really highlighting it now and getting a little bit ahead of that curve and being able to talk to folks about, hey, it's good to get in there and get those preventative things done to prevent those bad things from happening later.
During Men's Health Month, several organizations are pushing the importance of men monitoring their physical and mental health. Recent studies have shown that over 50% of males do not make regular doctor visits. This could be due to a lack of funds, societal expectations, or simply because they do not see the point. But in a time where these factors prevent many men from not taking their physical health very seriously, medical organizations across the country are committed to breaking down barriers and putting empathy first. Men's Health Month will run throughout the month of June, but tomorrow, the Friday before Father's Day, you can show your support for men's health awareness by wearing the color blue on National Wear Blue Day. Back to you.
Eli, thanks. Speaking of blue, check this out. The $4 million Phase 2 of stadium construction project now underway at Xenia High School. Veterans Field Doug Adams Stadium will have 4 facilities, including field houses for both home and visitors, additional major renovations allowing better wheelchair access and concessions. Athletes who play on the field in the coming season say they are pumped.
I'm really excited for all this. I know it's just a testament to the community and all the hard work they put in throughout the years that they've decided to plan all this, and I'm just happy and excited for the next season.
The funding for the project comes from the school and community donations. The project expected to be finished in December.
A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal tonight. A Georgia-based construction supply distributor has acquired a Dayton company. Whitecap says it's buying Dayton Superior Corporation to expand its one-stop shop and services. Dayton Superior supplies highly engineered accessories, chemicals, and forming solutions in the concrete construction industry. Whitecap says the Dayton company will bring new value-added services to their portfolio. We have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com, and you can find other stories like this one under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the News tab.
Well, Bengals mandatory minicamp wrapped up its final day today. What head coach Zach Taylor says he's doing to keep preparing his players during the off-season. After the break.
Hundreds of thousands are set to celebrate Pride in Central Ohio over the next few days. The latest security additions one city is taking to ensure a safe event.
Plus, I'm tracking the heat. I'll let you know how hot we'll get next week and how long it lasts. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
% on diamond jewelry. Details at jamesfree.com.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
This whirlwind or dust devil developed over a hayfield in western North Carolina. They often form on warm, sunny days, but are rare in that part of the country. They typically last just a few minutes with wind speeds well below most tornadoes. And it's that time of year in Maine. Sunset here on Bailey's Island was at nearly 8:30 last night. The sun rose again before 5 a.m. this morning.
Hundreds of thousands of people are set to gather and celebrate Pride over the next few days in Central Ohio. Now, it comes amid a string of threats toward the LGBTQ community just this month. Right now, one city is persevering, after halting its initial event. Instead of letting that hate win, the city is going a step further. Jeremiah Wilcox shows us.
Pride is alive here in Whitehall. This comes after numerous intimidation threats have been made to people who are trying to paint the original mural here. But as you can see, I'm going to step out of the way. This mural here is bigger and better than before. The city is sending out a strong message to LGBTQ residents here in the community saying, you matter.
We're not going to be disparaged by hate. We're not going to be silenced. We're not going to go away. We're going to continue to live our authentic selves.
We will not bow down to intimidation. We will pivot when necessary, but we will always show progress, and we will always lead with love.
And this mural here will remain until it starts to naturally deteriorate over time. And a lot of people here in the community say they're happy to see so much support from city officials. Jeremiah Wilcox reporting.
Well, take a look at this beautiful shot from Cox Arboretum today. The weather is a little hot out there, but I'll tell you what, that sun sure brings some smiles, doesn't it?
Yeah, a nice summer-like day, perfect day for the pool. We got some great pool weather around the corner as well, but we also have a chance for a few showers. So before we get into the real heat next week, we are tracking a cold front, which is off to our northwest, and you can actually see thunderstorms making their way into northwestern Indiana right now. So we'll be tracking this approaching the area late this evening and overnight. It doesn't look like it's going to be bringing us much precipitation, but we'll time it out here. That really starts to fall apart as it makes its way into our area. So this is about 9 p.m. this evening. Cloud cover building in, a few showers possible mainly off to the northwest, and we'll continue with the chance for scattered showers or a thunderstorm or two overnight into early into the day tomorrow. In fact, even before lunchtime tomorrow, can't completely rule out a shower as that front makes its way in, and that will keep temperatures down into the mid, maybe some upper 80s for tomorrow. But then we'll start to see slightly cooler air arrive by Saturday. We'll wake up to temperatures in the 50s. Saturday afternoon, lower 80s, lower humidity. But as I mentioned, next week, the humidity and the heat kicks into gear. I'll talk about how hot we'll get in a bit.
Well, the Bengals wrapped up their spring session today at the conclusion of mandatory minicamp. The team now has about a month off until training camp starts at the end of July. Head coach Zach Taylor says that's important for his players to still work on their skills during the downtime, but also relax a bit before the preseason officially kicks off.
You know, sometimes it's just nice to get everybody out of here and move at your own speed and get finalized on some things for training camp. And so, but it is important, you know, the things I've learned to spend time with your family and take the time off when you get it. And whether it's just putting in a couple hours every couple days to make sure everything's fine-tuned for when people come back. And I've got a pretty good balance there, I've discovered over the last 6 years, and continue to maintain that.
Now, the Bengals had 2 contracts signed today, including a fan favorite in Ted Karras. Well, we're carrying 17 Indiana Fever games this season, including one tonight. Their WNBA game is going to air on MyTV Dayton. The tip-off is tonight against the Atlanta Dream. You can catch it starting at 7 p.m. on MyTV Dayton. That's 22.3 over the air or Spectrum Channel 24.
When kids are fed, they are fueled to thrive. But for many kids that rely on schools for their meals, summer can be challenging. Dayton 24/7 now, we partnered with Feeding America for Sinclair Care's Summer Hunger Relief. Scan the QR code to help provide meals for children and families here in the Miami Valley.
Well, heat is on the way, so we got close to 90 degrees today, mid 80s for tomorrow, lower 80s on Saturday. And then next week, the real heat kicks in. So we'll start out with lower 90s on Sunday. But checking into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you may have noticed I upped those temperatures just a bit, mid to upper 90s, but it's really not this temperature that matters because factoring in the humidity, it's going to feel hotter. So notice how close we are to records, 98 on Monday, so 1 degree away there. Not likely going to reach it on Tuesday with that record of 101, but again, very close Wednesday, Thursday with that record being at 98 degrees set back in 1994. So what it's going to feel like, here's a look at future heat index values heading into our Monday, mid upper 90s. And this is going to be really dependent on how much humidity we have at play. Some models are indicating it could be a little drier. There you can see mid 90s on Tuesday. But on Wednesday, future feels like temperatures could be close to that century mark. So plan on some steamy weather heading into next week. Have a look at our 7-day coming up.
Well, don't forget, Father's Day just a couple of days away. And if you don't have plans, don't worry. Alex King's going to share some events for you next.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
tonight on ABC.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Father's Day, just a few days away. Do you have any plans to celebrate that special dad in your life yet? Well, if not, Alex King has some ideas for you.
Father's Day is this Sunday. If you don't have any plans, no worries. I got you. Here's some ideas for you. You can head over to the Phrase for breakfast with the Beatles. This is always a good time. There's going to be obviously live music. This is from 9 a.m. to 11 on Sunday. Gates open at 9, and this is a free event that's open to the public. Then we're going to head over to East 2nd Street for Beers with Dad. So 5th Street Brew Pub is going to be hosting a beer garden. There's also going to be food trucks, coffee. There's going to be a kids carnival, and there's going to be music for you as well. So that's always a nice opportunity to get outside. The weather's going to be really nice this weekend. And then you can head on over to Wandering Griffin Brewery for Father's Day crawfish boil. There's going to be brews, barbecue, bourbon, live music, and so much more. This is another really great opportunity on Sunday. That's going to be from 12 to 7. So overall, there's going to be all kinds of events throughout the Miami Valley. Hopefully you can get out and celebrate Dad. Back to you guys.
And she's right. This weekend, not looking too bad. Quiet for Saturday, Sunday. Father's Day, it does get hot. We'll be back into those lower 90s. Few showers early into the day on Friday, but I've been talking about next week. There you see those upper 90s. For the most part, a dry forecast. That being said, with the heat and the humidity, we will be tracking the potential for pop-up showers or thunderstorms across the area. So plan on it being pretty steamy for next week. Now is the time to prepare for the heat too. So maybe check your AC, make sure that is running properly as well. But yeah, overall, it's getting hot.
Yeah, so if you didn't see it, our very own Alex King got a very big surprise this morning on your day. Natalie was actually talking about her experience with the Blue Angels at the CenterPoint Energy Dayton Air Show when this happened.
I am proud to say that although I was a little nauseous, I did not throw up or pass out, even at hitting 7.5 Gs. So I have a question for Alex King. Are you ready to fly with the U.S. Navy Blue Angels?
Yeah.
Because you have been chosen as the media ride for the 2024 Dayton Air Show next Tuesday. I hope you're ready. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to help out.
Oh, I definitely have so many questions. This is so exciting. I was just telling them I'm waiting for them to let us know who they picked. She goes, I really hope I get picked.
You do realize we've been sitting that on all morning, waiting on this moment.
Yes, this has been a big secret all morning, and we couldn't wait. You guys knew?
Oh, that's fantastic. We got our own resident Maverick to
I
give
told
her the
her
news.
if she needs any advice, you know, because this is kind of last minute. I feel like I was prepping like 2 weeks in advance, but maybe it's
We need more than that even.
Right. Maybe it's good that, you know, she doesn't have as much time to think about it. So,
yeah, that might be a good thing. It's tough though.
It is tough. Yeah, the breathing is something that she may have to work on, but they teach you there, you know, and they make you feel really at ease once you get there. It's nerve-wracking, but it's cool. It's still one of the things. It was like the next month. It was something I just thought about and like made me excited just thinking about it for, you know, to this day.
You handled it like a champ, too, because I would not have handled it as well as you did. I would have been, I know we're close to dinner, but if you can catch my drift, that would have been a little...
Yeah. I mean, I was close, but, you know...
But you held it together.
Yeah, I didn't go as tough as you. I did fly with Sean Tucker, the stunt pilot.